This episode's brought to you by Rochester Brainery. Upcoming classes include brush calligraphy, improv comedy, making paper flowers, and their What a Crafty Weekend textile takeover.
Great.
It's Rochester Live! Today on the show, Scott Pukos from the Little Theater, Thad Brown from Channel 8, and as always, your host, Ron Ferrara!
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Rochester Live. And boy, what crazy times we're living through right now. Greece is so severely flooded that Governor Cuomo came to survey the disaster area, or as he calls it, Rochester. It's pretty bad. In fact, at Ontario Beach Park, you can actually swim into the needles instead of just step on them. The water levels are at the highest they've been in 24 years. But something tells me that they're going to feel even higher when Rusted Root comes to the Lilac Festival this weekend. Am I right?
Some marijuana?
It's a marijuana joke. You're right, Mike. Let's step over to jolly old England, where the Queen's husband, Prince Philip, just announced he's stepping down from his royal duties. That's right. He said, I don't care if there's a pill for that. I'm not doing it anymore. That's right. And on that note, I think we should get the show rolling here. What do you guys think? Why don't you play me to the desk? Let's go. The hell was that?
It's the best we could do.
That's the best you could do?
Short notice.
I hate you guys so much, but we do have a huge announcement here on the show. I'm really excited to talk about this. So could we get a drum roll, please? No, Genesee River Boys, a drum roll. With your drumsticks. You know what, just forget, I don't want to make an announcement. We're just going to skip that part and go straight to having our guest come out. First guest is a representative of the Little Theater. We're very excited to have him, Mr. Scott Pukos.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Get ourselves a treat.
This is for me?
That is all for you.
Oh my goodness.
A little for the Genesee River Boys, a little for Mike as well.
No, after what they just did, they're not even going to eat tonight. Thank you, though, for coming out on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And this isn't your first time in our studio. First as a guest, but you did a lovely piece for us in 585 Magazine once upon a time. Thank you for that.
That is correct. It was a blast to do.
You made us sound like we knew what we were doing way back when. Do you regret that?
Well, I was also pretending that I knew what I was doing, so
okay.
it kind of worked both ways.
Sure. We've helped each other lie to our...
Yeah, just layers of lies.
But you are here on capacity of the Little Theater's behalf.
Correct.
What's going on with the Little Theater? I know they're remodeling and redoing the marquee.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we're getting a new marquee end of spring, late summer. We're very excited for it. We're hoping to have a big reveal. Best popcorn,
You've
right?
been here for 4 hours and it's still hot. How did you do this?
You don't want to know.
Sorry, anyway, Little Theater.
Yeah, so we obviously have the best popcorn. So we're getting a new marquee. We're renovating some of our seats. Some of our back theaters we've been renovating as well. We've got a hearing loop in Theater 2, which is just a thing for people with hearing aids where they can turn a switch in it and they can hear the movie.
Oh, wow.
It's a lot of good stuff going on. And obviously the popcorn's a big draw as well.
It is a huge draw. And you guys are actually one of the older theaters around. How old is the Little?
So it's 87 years old.
Wow.
1929 we started. It was originally the House of Silent Shadows.
Which is an awesome name.
Yeah. I heard that used to be your screen name.
Yeah,
right.
Guys, we're changing the name of the show. It's way better.
It's because they only played silent films, so that was the reason for that. Now we play more.
You
We play all sorts of movies.
Well, and I was going to say, you play a lot of stuff that the bigger theaters don't play. Why is that? What's the angle there?
So the Little, we've always prided ourselves on having independent and foreign language films and movies that aren't so we don't get the big blockbusters like a Star Wars or anything like that. We have smaller films like Colossal that's out. A lot of movies that people haven't even heard of.
The art house pictures.
Yeah, which is part of my job is to let people know about these movies. There are a lot of ones that get a lot of buzz around Oscar time, but aside from that, people haven't heard of them. They don't have the mass marketing worldwide that you would see commercials for or advertising everywhere.
Sure, and man, I gotta mention this because you did talk about letting people know about it. You also let people know about the popcorn. The Little Popcorn has its own Twitter account with hundreds of followers. Are you ever worried that will go stale?
I don't get the joke, first of all. I don't know if there was a joke there. I didn't quite get it.
Our audience always brings
amazing.
flowers.
I was kind of hoping I'd have flowers thrown at me at some point,
Well, when you make an impromptu joke like that,
that was well done.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's crazy. I couldn't even hear myself cheering. But to answer your question, no.
Okay.
Not worried about
It's
that.
not we're not going to stale. That's good. And you also do a podcast for The Little.
That is correct. Movies in a Microphone. You can find it at thelittle.org. I'm the host. We usually will talk about either a movie we have at The Little, an event. Sometimes we'll talk with the bands or the artists that we have in our cafe. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of pressure. I do it in the studio where Evan Dawson does connections.
No pressure
So
there.
yeah, I'm always worried about coughing on the mic and accidentally getting him sick.
He killed Evan Dawson.
Yeah. And just doing radio, I don't know how they let me do it. Like I do radio teases too, and I was doing one for Klotzel.
I've heard you on the radio.
Yeah, I was
you
doing
have
one
a
for-
wonderful voice.
Oh, thank you. You do too, Ryan.
Well,
Reminds me of a certain actor
don't
on
you
Arrested
start that.
Development.
No. We're cutting that out of the show.
But anyway, I was doing a tease on Klotzel, and it takes place in a bar. They drink a lot. So I was saying it's booze-filled. So I did that, recorded it, and then I was listening to it the other day in my office, and I kind of paused. I was like, wait, did it sound like I was saying boob-filled? Which I think would be a pretty good. Tennessee River Boys would probably show up after that.
It
but-
would get some views, probably, or some listens. People would tune in for that. Anyway, you have upcoming events too, though. You have some
Yes.
stuff you want to promote here. What's going on?
So we have the One Take Film Festival. It's May 18th through 21st.
Mm-hmm.
We have our own website for that too. It's otff.org. So it's based off of 5 years ago we started a documentary series where each month we'll play a documentary, have the filmmaker come on and talk about it.
Sure.
And it's been really successful. So this year we decided to do a film festival around it. So we'll have 10 documentaries
awesome.
throughout those 3 days. We have a bunch of Western New York filmmakers did short films, so they'll be going and doing that. We'll do it again next year if we want the origin story of Mike and the Tennessee River Boys, which I'm very
movie.
curious about.
It's tied up with a lot of red tape. We shot it. It's not ready to come out. There were some good ones, though. I'm excited. I want to see that Dalai Lama one. That looks
Yeah, so
really
that's
cool.
a really cool story, which I know a lot of people saw on John Oliver's show. He interviewed the Dalai Lama, but this film is called The Last Dalai Lama with a question mark, and it's such a fascinating story, and I can't even go into it, it'll be so long. But we'll have one. The director and producer will come and speak with that one. We have one about a documentary about Mexican fireworks.
Oh, wow.
Steve James will be there in person. He's getting an award. He directed Hoop Dreams.
Oh, cool.
He has a new film called Abacus. That is out as well. So we'll have food trucks, La Petite Poutine will be there, a bunch
Our
of
old
other
friends,
ones.
sure.
Yeah, lots of food, music, a house band. It'll be a fun time.
That sounds like an awesome event. And what's the date again?
So it's May 18th through 21st.
18th through 21st.
Yes.
Check it out. Where can they go to find that?
otff.org. You can buy festival passes there or tickets for individual movies.
That's what you got to do. Now, we're going to segue into our next guest here. Are you a sports fan by any means?
I am a sports fan. I'm a Bills and Sabres fan.
You are a Bills and Sabres. Well,
It's kind of unfortunate.
hopefully you can pick the brain of our next guest from News 8. We have Thad Brown. Guys, want to play Thad out?
1, 2, 3. Fat, Leroy Brown, the fattest man in the whole damn town. Fatter than no King Kong, and meaner than a junkyard dog.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Would you like some popcorn?
Yes, please. You can leave that right here.
Yeah, feel free to much. I've had too much already. Now you are a sports anchor for News 8. Tell us a little bit about that. How
Been
long
there
have you
for
been doing that?
17 years now. It'll actually be 17 years in August. I really started, if you want to go all the way back to 1996, I was an intern there. So I've kind of almost grown up at News 8.
Oh, wow.
Which you can have your own comment about that if you want. But I was there for a year as an intern or a summer, and then I did a year behind the scenes as a photographer and an editor, 98, 99. Went to Binghamton for a year, worked there, and then came back to Channel 8, and I've been here ever since. And, I grew up in Rochester, so, in this TV business, you don't get to be home too often. And
Sure.
to have virtually your whole career there. I've been super lucky in that regard.
Definitely. And now you said you've been doing it for 17 years as far as being on air. Now, there's also another 17-year streak that coincides with that.
Yes.
But the Bills not making the playoffs?
Yeah, I've covered.
Do you consider
My-
yourself cursed?
Well, it might be me. There's an AP reporter in Buffalo, John Walrow, who's worked about the same time as I have. It's one of the both of us. But my first day at Channel 8 in this stint on air was like the third day of training camp after they had made the playoffs for the last time. So I have almost literally covered every day of the drought and nothing else. A lot of the guys who've been around for a long time. They got to cover some Super Bowls, did some of the fun stuff. I have covered nothing but the garbage of Buffalo
Someday
Bills.
you'll get to have an exciting job.
We think so. I'm starting to wonder at this point.
Next year.
We'll see. Not this fall, I don't think.
I'm actually cursed too, though, so I know how you feel.
What are you talking about, Mike?
Every time I cough, blood comes out.
No, Mike, you've been eating the thumbtacks off the bulletin board. That's not a curse.
Yeah, the thumb snacks. What's wrong with that?
Just forget about that.
That actually might be less painful than what Bills fans are talking.
Now, are you a big Bills fan? Or are you just,
I actually grew up, funny to bring up curses, I grew up a New York Jets fan.
Okay.
And if you want to go through the 4 teams I root for in the 4 major sports, when I was a kid, Jets, Sixers, Winnipeg Jets, and Milwaukee Brewers, I've never seen any of them win a championship. So I'm like the most, between covering the Bills and rooting for this garbage group of teams that I root for, maybe the most cursed sports personality in the world. I like to say I have the NFL record for most seasons covered without ever going to the playoffs, and the media record at least.
you may have that title.
I'm pretty sure I do.
You just
Pretty
might.
sure I do.
Now, did you play sports as well?
Played lacrosse and football in high school, and then played baseball too. You couldn't play lacrosse and baseball at the same time, so lacrosse was in school and baseball was kind of the summertime thing.
Gotcha. Did you have a favorite?
I actually miss playing lacrosse. Well, I grew football was my favorite sport, period, in general.
Mm-hmm.
But of the ones I played, I miss playing lacrosse more than football.
Now, we at the studio here, we know nothing about sports. We're all total dorks. But we do know movies. And there are sports movies, which is bringing us to our game that we're about to play.
All right.
We're going to have you guys do a little segment we call Round Screen Sports Edition. All right, so what we're going to do here, my handy window, is I'm going to show you a frame from a movie that's been blacked out with a little part showing, and you're going to have to guess what movie it is. All right, so here's the first one. If you guys can see, there's that little circle showing.
Yeah.
I have a guess.
I'd like you to each take a guess as
I
to what
already
you
know
think
what
it
it
might
is.
be.
Go, you go first.
It's Space Jam.
That's what I think too.
You both think Space
Yeah.
Jam. Let's see if they're correct. It is Space Jam. You guys were both correct in that. All right, let's try another one.
You can see the Jordan elbow.
Yeah.
Right, it was kind of a giveaway. Now here we have it looks like a different sport, perhaps. Maybe a striped shirt, a stick of some sort.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
That's a technical
clothes
term.
there. I'm going to go Major League.
Okay.
Maybe
I'm
not.
gonna go. I can't really tell what that is. I'll just guess Mighty Ducks because that's a great movie.
Okay. That was actually a trick question. It was still Space Jam.
Oh, that was a good one.
Jordan playing baseball there.
Oh, that was tricky.
Yeah.
You're noticing a trend. There's a basketball in this picture.
Wait a minute.
I don't want to throw you off here, but what do you think it could be?
Well, I'm guessing a basketball movie, right?
Could be.
Pretty sure. Space Jam again? What the heck?
It's not gonna be Space Jam. You're tricking us.
No, I'm going Space Jam.
No, I'll say Space Jam too.
You're both. Well, you're wrong. It's Airbud. Obviously.
classic.
All right.
Best basketball movie of all time.
We did not get that the little. I do not think.
No.
I wasn't there, so I can't say for
Sure. Well, we made this last one easy since we knew it was going to be a little bit of a trick. It is a Rocky movie, as you can see. That is Rocky.
Oh,
What
which one?
movie is it? You got half a dozen choices or so there.
Yeah. I'm going to go, it can't be 5 or 6. He's not that old yet. I'm going to go 3.
See, I was gonna say 3 too, but I don't want to say the same
say something
thing.
different.
So I will
So one of us
go.
will be right.
I will go Rocky the original.
Okay. Then you're right. It's Rocky 3. Look at that. Yes. Well played, both of you guys.
Did I win that? You got Space Jam in the second one.
It is kind of a tie, I guess. And we do have a prize that we're going to split with both of you guys. Since, Scott, you only brought enough popcorn for one person, why don't we,
Yeah, that's how I
set you up
heard
with
that.
some more? Why don't we see what happens here? Well, that didn't work.
Couple curls.
That's what was supposed to happen. Our technical crew is fired. It was the easiest gag on any show ever. Thank you for coming. What is this ass? Well, she's supposed to pull the cord and it ripped on the ends. Nothing got pulled.
I yanked as hard as I could.
This episode's brought to you by Rochester Brainery. Upcoming classes include brush calligraphy, improv comedy, making paper flowers, and their What a Crafty Weekend textile takeover.